The biggest mistake I made last time was not making him pay when he was hurt. You know, I didn't know what I had in the tank last time. I'd never been 12 rounds in a long time. This time I know I can do the distance, and when I get him hurt, I'll throw everything but the kitchen sink at him, and he won't know what hit him.
What do you think also in that fight the first time around that you learned most about him that you think you can exploit in the rematch?
I learned that he can be hit and he can be hurt quite regular. That's the biggest thing that I learned about Deontay. Well, nothing I didn't already know. Before I fought him, obviously, I didn't know what he was like in a boxing ring. And after I fought him, I know what he's like now. And I said there's nothing to worry about. He's got a big right hand and that's it. You know, he's a one-dimensional fighter, and I'm going to prove that on the 22nd of February.
So, Tyson, do you think you going into this matchup have more confidence because you went to 12 rounds? A lot of people thought you won. You outboxed him for a long stretch. You survived the knockdown. Or is there a concern because you did get knocked down twice, particularly hard in the 12th round? Like, which one is it?
No, there's no stress to me going into the fight. You know, I've been 12 rounds of him, outboxed him quite comfortable, took his best shots, got up, fired back into him. The one who should be concerned is Deontay Wilder, because with him being a one-trick pony, he's a knockout artist, but he had me down twice in 2 rounds, 9 and 12, and he had over 2 minutes in each round to finish me, and he couldn't finish me. It was like that Mortal Kombat. They said, finish him! But he couldn't finish him. So, yeah, he's the one who should be concerned. He's landed the 2 best punches that any heavyweight in the world could ever land on somebody else. And the Gypsy King rose like a phoenix from the ashes, back to me feet, and hurt him in the end of the round. So, yeah, going to be pretty difficult for Wilder, not me. This is heavyweight boxing. I've been hit, I've been hurt, I've been put down in my career. But it's not when we get put down. It's what happens when we get back up and keep moving forward.
And our next question comes from Keith Eidig from BoxingScene.com. Please go ahead.
Tyson, on a conference call a couple of days ago, Deontay Wilder's trainer said that he felt that Deontay Wilder's boxing ability and his ring IQ was underrated. I was just wondering how you would assess his, being the skillful boxer that you are, would assess his boxing ability and his ring IQ.
You see how they kiss ass?
You know, he's got a lot of experience. He's got over 40 professional contacts. You know, what he doesn't know about boxing now at 34 years old, he's not gonna know it. I thought his boxing IQ was okay. It wasn't up there with the likes of someone like Vladimir Klitschko, but he was decent. You know, he's always looking dangerous. He always looks imposing and dangerous. So you can never write somebody off like that. That's for sure.
At least I like
Tyson, there's been a lot of talk since you fought him, and he's had 2 big knockouts and everything, that he's arguably the biggest puncher in boxing history. Even Bob himself has said maybe that's true. I was just wondering, having felt his power, what you think of it, and how it maybe compares to Klitschko and other people that you fought.
You know, I felt the power. Ain't so bad. He can't be the biggest puncher in history because he couldn't knock the Gypsy Kid out, could he? I took his best shot, pushed on the chin and got back up. You know, he punches hard, but, you know, I've never been hit by the likes of someone like Ernie Shavers. I didn't get hit by George Foreman. I didn't get hit by Rocky Marciano or any of those top guys. I didn't get hit by them, so I can't comment. So to say he's the biggest puncher in history, I'm not really sure because I didn't get hit by all the guys in history. But, you know, I don't think he punches harder than Vladimir Klitschko. Vladimir has a massive knockout punch, a lot more fights than Wilder as well, 65 contests. Make no mistake, all heavyweights punch hard, and they can all knock anybody out. Wilder, I don't think it's so much his power, it's the speed it lands, which is it can be tricky when you don't see it coming. But then again, even a guy who's got no knockout ratio, if he hits you and you don't see it coming, then he's going to put you down. But actually feeling punches in fights, I'm not familiar with it because I don't feel any punches when I'm in the ring because the adrenaline's flying high, and you're in a fight, you don't feel the punches ever.
And our next question
I don't
comes
agree
from
with that.
Brian
We'll talk
Campbell
about it.
from CBS Sports. Please go ahead.
Smash the like button.
Thanks so much. Tyson, when you said in both press conferences that you're training for the knockout, you're predicting a second-round knockout, the reaction of most people have been that you're planting a mind trick or trying to sort of hide your strategy. How would you address the doubters who don't believe that this is your intention?
Well, we won't have to wait long to find out, will we? 10 days for there. 9 days. 13th today, sorry. 9 days and we're there. So it's not very long to see if I'm bluffing or I'm telling the truth. You know, this is boxing. Many people have said many things in the past. But we'll see if I'm man enough to back it up, eh?
If this is your intention, how much did the judging in the first fight against Wilder, play in you wanting to alter your strategy like this?
It played a massive role because it's made me uncomfortable. It's made me do things I didn't want to do. But, you know, when we're taken out of our comfort zone and pressed, then we become better. So it was almost like a blessing in disguise that I didn't get the decision, because I would have kept working on my boxing. Just box. I believe I can outbox Deontay Wilder very, very comfortable. But the fact of the matter is, I believed I outboxed him comfortable last time, but it's no good me believing it. The judges have to believe it. And to guarantee a victory, I've got to get a knockout, because, I don't want to leave anything unturned this time. I don't want another controversial decision. I don't want people to say, oh, well, he won, no, he won, whatever. I want it to be a defining win, either way.
Either way?
The boxing side of it, one judge had it 114, 112 or something, 113, and then one judge had it like 117, 110, 116, 110. So I'm not sure what fight that judge was watching, but, I'm not a judge. These guys see what they see. That's their personal opinion. That's what they get paid to do. So, yeah. But in order to guarantee a victory, I think you've got to take it out of anybody's hands. My own destiny lies within my own 2 fists.
Tyson, given the terms of the contract and the potential for a third fight with the loser having the option from what we've heard publicly, are you preparing your mind that you're going to fight Wilder twice this year, no matter what happens? One fight at a time. I'm only 9 days from the biggest fight in my life, so I'm not looking past that. Not looking at any other fights. Not one other fight in the world matters at the moment. I only concentrate on one fight at a time. Let's get through this one, then we'll talk business about more fights.
And our next question comes from Michael Woods from New York Fights. Please go ahead.
Y'all got to get them likes up.
Hello, Gypsy King. Hello, Bob Arum. Question for Tyson Fury. Tyson, you've said that this time we're not going to see the quote-unquote herky-jerky style, and you're going to be more offensive and really looking to take it to Deontay Wilder. I do wonder, have you done things in camp, tweaked anything so you will be showing more power? Are you turning your hips more, punching through the target? What are you doing at camp so this strategy will work on February 22nd?
Well, if I told you that, I'd give me full game plan away, wouldn't I?
Yeah, I don't want the full game plan. Maybe just 10%.
Well, let's just say I've been sitting down in the pocket and letting them fly very aggressively and a high volume of them. Let's just say that.
All right, that'll be a fan-friendly fight then, not much more. Tyson, in the first one, you were down a couple times. I am curious, do you worry about your chin? Do you work on anything to make your chin that much more impregnable, or do you just say, no,
yes.
I have confidence in my chin. I know it can hold up.
I have got confidence in my chin, but I've been doing a lot of pussy licking to strengthen my jaw up. So, yeah, I've been strengthening the old jaw up as well.
All right, good stuff. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Our next question comes from Stephen Muehlhausen from Sporting News.
Y'all got to get
Please
the
go
likes
ahead.
up.
Thank you, Bob and Tyson, for the time today. And Tyson, just want to, you go back to what Brian said real quickly, and you said this fight is the biggest fight of your life. What makes this fight bigger than the fight you had with Vladimir Klitschko?
This fight's the biggest fight of my life up to now. Vladimir Klitschko's in the past, it's history, and this fight's active and current. So every fight that I have going forward is the biggest fight of my life.
You brought in recently Jacob Stickster to be your cut man. What was the decision behind bringing Stitch in?
The decision was I got a big cut in my last fight, 47 stitches across the top of the eye, inside and out. And I need someone who's the best at what they do. And Stitch seems to be the best at what he does. So, yeah, we're not cutting any corners, that's for sure.
Is it a decision? Do you wish you would have brought him in before the fight with Otto, or was it just you had a guy, you were set on him, and you wanted to see what would happen?
No, I don't think it makes a difference, who was in the corner. Unless there was a miracle worker in the corner who was good at touching cuts and making them not happen, then, yeah, it doesn't matter who's in the corner on that night. You're still going to get a cut either way.
And once again, that is star and 1 to join the question queue. Our next question comes from Jeremy Herridges from fansided.com. Please go ahead.
Hey, Tyson, thank you for taking the time to talk with us today. Obviously, going in the ring with Deontay, it was a dramatic fight. Would you call that the toughest fight of your career, or would you say that you've been tested more than that one fight?
I wouldn't say that was the toughest fight. I'd say that was one of my easiest fights, to be fair. Other than the two knockdowns, it was a pretty one-sided fight. Yeah, I've had much difficult fights than that before, much more harder than that. Deontay Wilder's not my toughest opponent, that's for sure. My toughest opponent in my full career was Steve Cunningham. He was a former cruiserweight champion. I fought him in about 2013 in New York, Madison Square Garden, and that was the toughest fight I ever had.
And our next question comes from Tony Page from New York Daily News. Please go ahead.
Hey, Tyson. Tyson, what's going on?
What's going on, sir?
Real quick question. I just got one question for you. You say you're going to knock out Deontay Wilder. You didn't do it in the first fight. Do you see something, or do you see a weakness in his game that will make you exploit it and knock him out?
It's not about what Deontay Wilder does. It's about what I do. I don't think about the opponent. The opponent means nothing to me. I've got to concentrate on what I do, not what he does. It's all about what I do on the night, not about what he does, which gets a knockout.
Thank you.
And our next question comes from Sean Gross from Boxing Insider. Please go ahead.
Hi, champ. Thanks for taking the time out to talk to all of us. I just have one simple question. When you realized that you needed to be more aggressive this time around to get a guaranteed win, was that what led you to training with Sugar Hill Stewart more than perhaps another trainer that might be more defensive-minded?
Yeah, I had a good defensive coach with Ben Davison. We worked on a lot of defense every single day for 2 years. It was defense. So I needed an aggressive trainer. I worked with Sugar Hill in the past. I knew he was a good guy. I knew we got on well, which is very important. Communication is the key to any good relationship. That's why I brought him in. And it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made, ever.
Great. Thank you so much, and all the best.
No problem.
Smash the like button. We got to get past 100 in this stream.
Our next question comes from Carlos Toro from
Y'all not finna use me for free.
Please go ahead.
Thanks so much. Thanks, Tyson, for taking time to talk to us. Earlier in the call, you talked about the readiness, in this fight compared to the first fight. Obviously, you had the very tough fight against Otto Wallin. Do you believe that fight maybe perhaps prepared you for you to have to go into deep waters against Deontay Wilder this time around, compared to your first two fights coming back right before the first fight against Deontay?
For sure. Going the distance in good fights really does sharpen up your match fitness. I was happy that the last fight was a tough fight and it wasn't just a blowover, because it prepares me more for the Deontay Wilder Battle Royale. We both had two quick knockouts in the first two fights we had. He knocked out Dominic Brazil in a round. I knocked out Tom Schwartz in 2 rounds. And then in the second fight, I got a good 12 rounds in, and he got a good 7 rounds in. So we're both coming into this fight with match fit, both coming very active into this next fight.
All right, thanks, Tyson. Best of luck. It's February 22nd.
Thank you.
And our next question comes from Keith Eidig from BoxingScene.com. Please go ahead.
Tyson, you mentioned a few minutes ago that the Steve Cunningham fight was the toughest of your career. I know you were down in that fight. Can you elaborate on what made that fight the toughest for you?
at that time in my life, I'd never fought anybody like Steve Cunningham. He won the IBF title, like, and defended it, and maybe 7 times or something like that. He was unified champion, and it was my first step up, like, onto anybody with that type of ability. And he was slick, and he was hard to hit. He was very awkward, and he was a very good boxer. So that was the toughest fight of my life.
Going into that fight, Steve was a smaller heavyweight. Did you underestimate him maybe going into that fight?
No, I never underestimated him. He was 6'3", 210 pounds. He was probably taller than Evander Holyfield and bigger as well. So, we say small heavyweights, but they're really big heavyweights. But today, the heavyweights have gone supersized. So, yeah, he was a tough opponent. I didn't underestimate him. He was a very good guy, very good boxer.
I just have one other question for you, Tyson. How much did it help? Changing trainers is never easy, but how much did it help, though, that you knew Javon Stewart and didn't have to get to know a new trainer entirely?
It was very helpful. We knew each other from the past, and it was helpful because we just gelled straight away. There was no getting used to each other and all that. We just went straight to work in an old-fashioned type manner.
Would you have changed to a trainer that you weren't familiar with, or would you not have done that?
Who cares?
I wouldn't have done it, no.
Okay.
Because we only had 8 weeks to prepare for the fight, and it takes a few weeks to get used to a new trainer and to gel on the personalities. You never know what you're getting with new trainers and all that, but the fact that we worked together in the past, we knew each other, we kept in touch, we spoke to each other over the years. It was really helpful. We just got straight down to work.
Thanks, Tyson.
Thank you.
And our next question comes from Hans Themisko from Round by Round. Please go ahead.
Hey, is Bob still on the line?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yes.
Bob. So my question is for you. I know Tyson said that he wanted to, go for the knockout, but there's been several occasions where you've come out and said that Tyson is one of the best pure boxers you've ever seen. So does it kind of concern you when he comes out with a game plan like that, wanting to knock out Wilder, but that kind of plays into his hands when he can pretty much outbox him for the full 12 rounds?
Well, I have confidence in Tyson because, there are guys who say they're going to knock out their opponent, and it's like a baseball player getting up to the plate and trying to hit a home run. When anybody who knows baseball will say that the guy who looks to make contact has a better chance to hit a home run than the guy that's swinging from his heels. So Tyson is a great boxer, but he has the determination to knock out Wilder, and he knows that he's not going to force it, and the knockout will come. And that, unlike the first fight, when he gets Wilder into trouble, and Wilder was in trouble at a couple of times in that fight, he's not going to let him off the hook. He's going to go for the knockout.
Gotcha. And just my last question is for Tyson. You've done just about everything. Well, for the most part, just about everything in the heavyweight division. Lineal champ. You've had just about every belt. You've fought a lot of great fighters. The one thing I don't believe you've gotten yet is the WBC belt, because the Klitschko had it. Klitschko didn't have it at the time that you fought him. So, I know you've kind of made it. You've kind of let it be known that nothing really gets you going so much, because it's just like, hey, I already had that belt, I already did this, I already did that. So when it comes to the WBC belt, do you kind of look at that like, okay, this is something that I really want? I know you really want to beat Wilder. When you look at the belt itself, you're just like, hey, that's the one thing I didn't achieve yet.
I always like challenges. The WBC is the one that's escaped me over the years, for whatever reasons. I never got my hands on it yet. And it will be to finish off my collection of all the belts that there is to offer out there, and that would be every single one of them. So yeah, it would be nice to finish the collection off for sure.
Gotcha. Thank you. Appreciate it, and good luck, man.
Good luck. Good luck.
He said good luck to the dude.
Our next question comes from
Why
Dan
did Fury
Rafael
say
from
good luck to the
ESPN. Please go ahead.
Oh my God.
Thank you very much. Hello, Tyson. I just had a follow-up question for you. You have the big win against Vladimir Klitschko on your record. You've got some other good wins, Chisora, whatnot. A lot of people thought you won the first fight with Deontay. If you win this second fight, what do you think this does for the legacy of Tyson Fury, particularly because you have said that you don't have very many more fights left after this?
Yeah, I'm not really too concerned about the legacy. I've done what I've done. And when I'm finished with boxing, I don't care about the legacy at all. But the fact of the matter is I care about being active and I care about what's happening now. So, yeah, I think the Wilder fight cements me. Winning this fight cements me as the best of my era. No more to prove. Everyone else has been defeated. And there was only me and Deontay Wilder left who were unbeaten after 12 years as professionals. It's all on the line for this fight. I think it's a massive must for me. It's a massive must to win.
But you really, I mean, I rarely do I hear boxers say that they literally don't care about their legacy. I have to believe that after your long career that you don't have some part of you that wants to be remembered in a really positive way for everything you've accomplished.
You know, I'm not really concerned about what happens when I'm gone. You know, when I'm gone means I'm retired, and when I'm retired means I'm on to other things. And that'll be another chapter of my life. So, you know, we can only take one chapter of our lives at a time. And I'm just enjoying and living in the moment right now. I'm living my dream, my childhood dream, my young adult dream, and my midlife dreams. And like I say, I really don't care about legacy, and that's the fact of the matter. Because what somebody thinks of me when I'm finished is really unimportant, because it's all sticks and stones, whether it's good or bad. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, and there'll be somebody else to replace me, just like everybody else, every other champion in history. Other young guys have come along and took that place, and that's how the food chain works.
Fair enough. I'd like to ask Bob that question also. Bob, you still there?
Yes, yeah, I'm here.
So you heard Tyson, I think, say that with the victory against Wilder on February 22nd, that he doesn't care about what people would say about it in terms of his legacy. But you've been around for a long time, seen a lot of great heavyweights. What do you think Tyson Fury's legacy would be with this victory?
Well, I think that everybody would have to recognize him as one of the great heavyweight champions of all time. I mean, it seems to me, and I've been through in my years in boxing, heavyweight champions that go back before most of you writers were born. I mean, starting with Ali and Joe Frazier and Foreman and Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, and Lennox Lewis, and Joshua and Wilder. And when Tyson does what I expect him to do on February 22nd, he definitely will belong with those immortals.
All right, very good. Thank you for that, Bob. Thank you, Tyson. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.